Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Hi, it's great to see y'all. I am excited for today. You could probably tell based on the stupid punny title, which I say stupid with nothing but love. And also, any announcements on my socials, which you could go and follow. Big Barrett One, username of Jongles on Blue Sky and Tumblr. Uh, that we will be working on the level design overlay today, or at least part of it. We did a fair amount of it last time, like 2 weeks ago, which is amazing. Very happy about it. Absolutely stoked, absolutely stellar. I am like a star burning bright in the sky. Ah. I have a cat in my lap. I have some water next to me. I almost threw up before stream started, but that's fine because it's almost instead of did. And so, it's a very good day. I'm a little tired because yesterday I went on another one of those all-day trips for school. It was a lot of fun for the most part. See, for those who aren't super familiar with the plants of Oregon, and man, I can't imagine why. Wow, you live somewhere else or are just not familiar? Amazing. There's this local plant known as Devil's Club. Now, it's called that because it is covered leaf to root with spines. It is spiny as all hell. It is also an incredibly sensitive plant. If you compact the soil around it too much, it can die. If you step on it, it can die. Hey, congrats on the 5 stream streak. Imagine not knowing the plant oregano, lol. I mean, not everybody has access to oregano. And I hate to call him this because it's a sort of modern internet word, even though it has its traces back to the 90s. With I believe 90s, it might have been 80s with the movie Chud. Like this dude's a fucking chud. He's like the one classmate I don't like. And he stepped right on it. And I feel kind of bad for getting upset at him, but like that plant's just dead now. That incredibly sensitive wetland plant is dead now. And that makes me upset. I feel bad for kind of for yelling at the guy. But then afterwards, he was like, "This is what bushwhacking is all about." I was like, "We're not bushwhacking. We're doing plant surveys." We are taking in the beauty of nature and understanding what is in the environment around us. None of this is bushwhacking. And so I don't know. I'm just a bit upset at him. Most of the people in my class is they are all incredibly good people. Uh, for the most part, from the marshland, from the marshland he came, unto the marshland he shall return. Exactly. And I love interacting with a lot of my classmates because it really sort of doubles down my belief, I guess is a way to put it, of the fact that human beings, all people, generally, I say, as far as you could claim there is objective goodness in a reality, I believe that human beings are generally good and kind individuals and care for one another, and such. And so it's nice that I've been talking to my fellow classmates and of course, y'all in chat, whenever people show up. It helps sort of cement that idea in my mind, especially seeing a lot of bad stuff happening because there are genuinely some bad people. I'm not gonna pretend like there's no bad people, but I believe generally that people are good. And talking with more like just normal people really helps sort of feed back into that. That's something I'm really happy about. I don't mind the water. By don't mind the water, don't mind that I'm taking a delectable sippy. But now I suppose that this is as good a time as any to bam. I also wanted to show for people who are not in the Discord. I wanted to also show some progress on some assets that I'm working on before we get to working on some level design. I'm working on Twitch panels so that things look actually professional. I got inspiration from this from I forget their name. Oh, but they're an artist on ArtStation that has done like retro circus, like Twitch assets. Miss me with that shit. Yeah, no, if you wanna not be missed, and in fact be hit by the tomatoes, you too can join the Discord, exclamation point Discord in the chat or in the description down below if you're on YouTube. Uh yeah, and so I have these two worked on so far. I'm debating on, speaking of Discord, whether or not to have that on a separate panel or have that be a part of the socials tab. But as you can see, I'm designing them with the different like stream characters in mind, different color schemes, but like same thing. But yeah, no, like I got inspired by this one artist. I can find them by just searching up like Circus stream assets. Go to ArtStation because it's on the ArtStation Marketplace. Because there's apparently an ArtStation Marketplace, which I might actually want to check out. And they are called what's the uh Urbanium, Urbanium, Urbanian. So I got inspired by their vintage circus stream package that I found. Where like they have apparently 25 Twitch panels, but I haven't checked them out. I don't have the $30 to pay for the assets, and also I want to make them myself. But like the style is like you can probably tell the inspiration. I actually, if I make these invisible and pop this up, you can see I have a screenshot of one of their things. Just wanted to make sure to credit them properly. Urbanian. URBANIUN on ArtStation. They made this like 5 years ago. And so you can definitely see the inspiration for the shape for them. But I also wanted to do something with tickets because like the channel points are also tickets. And I thought that that's a really nice through line, and I'm happy with these so far. But yeah, and so oh right. There we go. All right. And then now pardon me while I get the music. I'm a little bit frazzled. For no particular reason. I'm not quite sure why I'm so frazzled, but I am. It is beautiful and wonderful to be candid and honest about your own emotions, and so I am trying to set an example. I'm sort of yapping about that while I get the volume. Outer Wilds. Amazing. But you know, like I went to a couple of places. One place that had been like after 300 years after like this oh, I forget what the event's called, but basically after a volcanic eruption, it's not the lava flow, it's like the melted glacier water rushing down into the valley and leaving massive amounts of sediment and debris and everything. So like it's involved in a volcanic eruption, but it's not the actual like lava. You know, it's not the lava, it's not the magma, it's not none of that. It's the melted like mountain glacier. So that came into this area, filled a bunch of stuff up, and basically caused primary succession to be forced to happen again. Which, for those who don't know, basically primary succession is when a place starts out with nothing. Blank canvas, just rock. And then plants come in from other places, your mosses, your ferns, your heath family, these sorts of plants like come in and they build up an ecosystem from scratch. So that's primary succession. And no matter what, after like 300 years, this space is still like very ecologically poor, I guess is the best way to put it. We found maybe like 6 species of plants there. 3 trees, a couple of heath members. We found some moss. Nice. I just got a shave. Ah, congratulations. It's always nice to shave. I've been a little behind on that. I usually trim more so because I like having facial hair, actually. I've found out to some extent. Having a certain level of facial hair is actually it makes me feel nice. Huh. Oh, hey, sorry, that was my fault. I still don't appreciate when you try stumble on model when. It really depends on the model. The update. Okay, that was just grabbing my arm. That was just grabbing my arm, ma'am. I'm gonna want you to get off now. All right, love you. Uh, the updated Bond you've seen, it has the big mustache. I think the Carnival Barker might have some like 5 o'clock shadow once I design that, because I think that's really funny. Make them look absolutely tired. The bags under the eyes, like that sort of thing. The fortune teller character is technically an old woman. Though the fortune teller is a woman. I can't believe the stream has gone woke, but womp. Not only is she a woman, but also not a white woman. She is made out of wood. So I don't think she would have that much facial hair, if any. Like, probably some. A lot of old ladies like have bits of stubble or like a few hairs under the nose. Man, the volume just went up. We're raising the roof here. I still need to design the artist model. But I have a very specific idea in mind, and I don't know if I'm fully gonna be able to sort of execute it. We'll figure it out once we like actually properly get there. Oh yeah, okay, that's why the color was a bit diffy. So it is the same as this one. Alright, you know, what if I was actually brilliant? There we go. It is a lovely indigo. I kind of forgot exactly what I was saying last time for this. Like, I could go back and look on the, I guess the VOD is still up on Twitch, but like the VOD is up on YouTube. I could just look back. This is why we archive people, because my memory's bad, and also so that I can send video files to an editor, or maybe do stuff with it myself, and then it'll just be there and I won't have to worry about that shit. I won't have to worry about archiving it on my own computer, which runs out of space really fast. This is also a very pretty purple, like when it's sort of 50% opacity on this tan color. Very nice. Wrong brush, but actually not bad idea. So I'm gonna try and repeat it off the top of my brain. And then I think this I want it to be a little bit thinner, because then I could go, oh hey look, it's a tiny thin thing, and then there might be like an obvious-ish like asset in front of it, you know, like it's like, oh, that's a different rock. This is also why we get an archive of our own. What cumbersome to say. What if we abbreviate it to A-O-O-O? Still too long. I've got it! We'll call it AO3! Hold on. Let me check if that's a thing already. A-O, not 0. A-O-3. Gremlin, I'm so sorry. It's already a thing. Also, when I searched up AO3, the first search that came up was AO3 Digital Circus, which is, I think, personally amazing. That is an amazing thing to be the top search. I would say Amazing Digital Circus fans never change, but like you've seen the stuff they've been doing, and it's digital. Shit. Shit. There goes my. Imagine me not knowing that the Amazing Digital Circus existed, and I was like, "Wow, fuck." Shit. Well. I guess I can't be a circus on the digital internet. Fuck. A throws down hat like an old western. And then I get to go secret. Challenge. And yeah, no, and since you're a clown, it's also certain. Yeah. The throws down hat, stomps it on the ground, walks away. Oh, there's this. Let me see if I can find it. I'll post it on the Discord. Because it's on Gooseworks. I don't want to search up Gooseworks controversy. I want. Oh wait, no, that's Animator. Why did it show like her real face and not her profile picture? Her face has been revealed, I assume. I swear I saw this on YouTube. I don't know where it is. Oh, it was 8 years ago. This is an 8-year-old video. I thought it was recent because this feels like something that would be posted recently, being upset at like Gooseworks for no fucking reason. Is it Gooseworks? I can't believe Gooseworks stole that dog's face. I can't believe it. Ah, drat! I can't believe Gooseworks ripped that dog's face off. Man, I unsubscribe. Unrelated, but like on Gooseworks' Tumblr, I've been seeing stuff with a whole new cast of like characters that she's been working on, and I feel like if there's going, if she's gonna do a whole new property, which she really does not need to do, I hope that if she feels the need to, that she retires after working on The Amazing Digital Circus. Same way, like, sort of same opinion I have on Eiichiro Oda with like One Piece, where it's like, all right, dude, you've been working on this thing, Mr. Eiichiro Oda. You have been working on this beautiful bit of property that is, this piece of media that has influenced my life for the better in more ways than I realize for so long. Once you're done, please retire. Have some time with your family. Have time to yourself. If you like, maybe work on much smaller personal projects, because I know an artist is never done making art until they're dead. I know that the hard way. Look at me. But like, I feel like Gooseworks could retire after this, and I wouldn't feel bad. Like, hopefully making a borjillion dollars. Also, I feel like these are a lot wider than they appear from here, because I think that in a lot of these places there are probably some ways to... Actually, I don't like this section in the middle here, but I like the idea that I got across. I enjoy the idea more than the person. And by the person, I mean the level design. Let me fix the aspect ratio of this. I've realized I should have done that. It was full screen so that I could see more when I was not on stream. Alright, there we go. Sick. Let me get some more water before we continue. Mm. I have nothing but love for Gooseworks as a creator. I've been following her since way before The Amazing Digital Circus was even an idea. Like, I got introduced through like Little Runmo. Like Little Runmo was my introduction to Gooseworks, and that was when that was newish. Let me look up Little Runmo. Yeah, during the pandemic, like 6 years ago. God damn, that's a long time ago. Yeah, no, like that's I've been following since then, and I find that her stuff is nothing but wonderful. I want explicitly a section where there is some sort of patrolling creature, and like you have to move based on like a patrol pattern. And so either you have to get ahead of it or behind it. That's not really the important thing. The important thing is the overall timing. Like, some sort of thing that goes, like, around this way. Probably in this direction because you're coming in from here. So that, like, you see it going and you're like, oh, I can follow it. And then you, like, go down. And, like, maybe there's some extra goodies up in here. So that, like, you have to go back up and around and do it a little bit longer. Explicit. Yeah. In this funny all ages clown game that I'm making, meant for, again, all ages. You want to know what we need to have? Explicit sex. uh, but yeah, no, I want in this section an explicit sort of section where you follow a enemy that's patrolling in a cycle, because I like that. It'll be yeah, no, exactly. It'll be Danish also. Wait, I might need a little bit of context for that. Oh wait, no, I need to keep all that. You know, give me some Danish context. Considering you're Norwegian and not Danish, but also you are their neighbor. Thank you, Nightbot. I do have socials. Extra goodies. There we go. Extra goodies. And then there might even be a fun little thing up here. I just thought of something interesting. For this level. What if you get extra points if, like, you go through the entire, like, upcoming stealth section, you know, the stealth section down here, against what will be, you know, the final boss, the introduction of the world's final boss, to make sure it's not, you know, a thing without any sort of build-up. If you don't get caught once, because I feel like there might be a little bit of leeway, because, you know, it's a platformer game, this is the first world. So there's, like, a pretty large nudism and naturism community in Denmark, and I've seen playthroughs in Denmark. Oh, playgrounds, sorry. Like, gamer brain, sorry. Playgrounds in Denmark with statues of trolls with their tits out. Ah! Neat. Listen, man, I'm not one to judge nudists. And once you start doing stuff with kids, it starts getting fucking weird. But if you're just nude, I don't care. Man, like, if you're just living your normal life, but like no clothes on, I don't care. I don't know. In Portland, women are allowed to be completely topless. So, like, tits out. Completely fine. And people do nude bike rides all the time. Like, I don't know. I guess I have also a cultural context where it's like, okay, this tits out? Like, even though I wasn't born here, I did live here a long time. Like, I have lived here since I was not 18. All the dirtiest and haha dick and balls humor children's animated movies I watched growing up were dubbed from Danish. Ah! You see, those are just unfunny. I mean, unless they are funny, but, you know, usually I like kids' media to be, There's actually been studies about this. Slower pace, allow kids to be bored while still engaging them in a lot of cases. Give kids the space to think. Is very important. Which I think is why shows like Bluey are as popular as they are, because they sort of harken to that more traditional and I would think better like material for kids. Where it's like, it's slow, it's calm, it's kind. Teaches lessons, and I don't just mean like your given writing system or like words or anything like that. Even though a lot of them do, and that's a good thing. Or your typical lessons on sharing. Like, some more abstract lessons. I don't know how to describe it, but that kind of stuff is what I like in kids media. And I think a lot of the also sunbathing topless used to be pretty common here. That kind of thing isn't actually that common here anymore, mainly in my generation, since the proliferation of cameras in everybody's pockets and the Americanization of our culture. Listen, I'm apologizing for this, even though it's not my personal fault. I, the 22-year-old, didn't exactly go around going, haha, your culture's American now, fuck you. But like, I'm sorry about that, man. Uh, you might have heard this on another stream, but I'll say it again anyways, because I like yapping. I'm trying to find a sense of culture outside of colonialism. And that's really fucking hard when my family is very fucking English. Right? You start with the Romans, then you get the Anglo-Saxons, then you get the Normans, then you get the English being the colonists. And then they create America, which is also a settler colonial empire. And then some of my family's been here since the 1600s. And so it's like, it sort of feels like, in a very different way to a lot of people who have been colonized, but yeah, exactly. I want to find a source of culture that is outside of that, because that's not a great place to be in. It's like, yes, my entire everything is just stealing from other people and having everything erased. That fucking sucks. That fucking sucks and is awful. Also, I hate Anglo-Saxon Christ. He's evil. His homeland is usually the first place an empire colonizes. I mean, yeah, no, that's sort of the thing that I've sort of been saying, like, to people when it comes up in conversation, is that, like, an empire strips itself of culture in the pursuit of power and control. And so, like, there's this sort of that leads to this sort of sense of emptiness from the people within it, even though they're the colonizing group, right? They are the colonizers, they are the oppressors systematically. Right? Objectively, right? America has objectively been the bad guy in history ever since its founding, and then the English were the bad guys for another 200-something years before that. And then centuries before that more locally, but And, it's I don't know. I'm trying to find a thing outside of that, because, settler colonial empire is inherently destructive and unstable. Ex- except for like, except for like a brief moment in the early 40s, yeah. One of my Potato Jeremy jokes that like for a split moment in like the late 90s and like the year 2000 and like the first bit of 2001 before 9/11, right? There is this span of time where there is a white American culture that is forming. And then it makes the joke that like George Bush and the government saw this and said, "Well, we can't have this," and then caused 9/11. Because, like, the people are starting to form their own identity. And forming an identity is not conducive with keeping people scared and isolated in the pursuit of manufacturing consent to continue uh, the colonial process of, like, resource extraction from places like the Middle East. But like a lot of people have a cultural context outside of settler colonial empires. Like for instance Norway. You know, just giving speaking an example of of like a culture that is within chat right now, where like there is like this unique sense outside of trying to take things from other people. Iceland and Greenland. Uh, Iceland and Greenland. It's a lot more complicated because there was the North Sea Empire, right? But like, wasn't that Denmark? Wasn't that Denmark? That like colonized them? Like Iceland and Greenland obviously have their own cultures. Like Greenland because like the people there are an Inuit people, and Iceland because Iceland. Like were Norway the ones that colonized them? Again, I thought that was Denmark. I it's all I need to look more into history. Says the person who probably looks more into history than your average person who says they like history. But when I'm like, I like history, I'm talking about shit like, what did these people eat? And I mean like everyday meal. I don't want to. I don't care that the rich and powerful in Rome ate cow udder stuffed with sea urchin. Real dish they had. I don't care. I want to know what the average fucking Roman citizen ate on a daily basis. That like day-to-day boring shit. From what I understand, a lot of them were from Norway, but Norway became a part of the Kalmar Union. Oh yeah, different one. A different union than the North Sea Empire. The North Sea Empire was like 900s, 900s, 1000s, something like that. And when Sweden kidnapped us, Denmark got to keep Iceland and Greenland. Ah, I see. Bread, probably, maybe porridge. Ah, drawing so many underwater caverns, which, the fun fact, absolutely fucking terrify me. I'm already listen. I'm scared of caves. I'm scared of the ocean, and when you mix those two together, you have a place where I will never go. Like how do I put this? If somebody like if I were to be executed, like for a crime, let's say I didn't commit, but still, like being executed, but I got to choose the way I wanted to die between two options: being shot in the fucking head, or going down to die in a sea cave. I would take that gun and I would put it into the roof of my mouth, which is unfortunate because like the sea caves are beautiful, right? They are just another part of the beautiful natural world. Kinky? Yeah, no. Yeah, you find that happens a lot when you engage with the tolerant left. Is they tend to be very kinky. Now there, I may have talked about this guy before, but there's this one guy that's in my class, uh, who it's so unfortunate that I'm like, hi, you look great, because he has a boyfriend. He's taken and happily partnered up, and so I feel like I have no right to be like, you're nice, but like he's great. And for a while worked in like the local music festival scene, like music festival and rave scene, and working on like like the actual systems and the decorations and shit. I'm like, that's fucking cool. I've only been to a couple of places like that before, and they've always been overwhelming because I'm neurodivergent and overstimulation is very normal for me. Listen, sometimes I just sit in my chair and I'm overstimulated because like a million things are happening at once. Like I remember when was it? It was very recently. I think it was right before previous stream actually. Yeah, it was right before previous stream actually that I got really overstimulated. Because like I had a cat that really wanted to have my love and attention. I know my steak is too juicy and my lobster is too buttery. And my mom wanted to was and this was like after 11, mind you. So I was like really coming down to the wire. And my mom was like wanting to show my art to somebody because she really likes my art, and that's not just because she's my mom and is biased. I mean, that is the case though. She is my mom and she loves me. But wanted to show my art off, and because I was working on like getting stuff ready for stream, that was a little overwhelming. I have a beautiful idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. What what was that? There was like a hole in the universe. It was a hole in the back. It was like a hole into nothing. 10 out of 10 would recommend going to hell. But basically, what I'm just doing is I'm shrinking this so that like more level, so that you can get more level per level. I don't think that this is a secret challenge. I do think though that this is an extra goodies. There we go. I find that this is a very... Yo, we heard you liked levels, so we put more level in your level. We just fire the whole level. There's 60% more level in your level. a thing I noticed, and this is especially a thing I've noticed, like, in what I would consider very liberal spaces, like, in Portland, where there's, like, a lot of guilt for what, especially white people, only white people, really, like, a guilt for what, like, you know, our ancestors did TM. Like, fuck, I just looked right at the sunset. It was worth it. I'm so fucking glad. I love looking at the sunset. I love staring at the sun as it falls below the sky. It's so beautiful. The world is beautiful. I'm like shouting like fucking Pim. I'm fucking like, hold on, let me see if I can draw it from memory. I cannot, but oh well. Ba 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 da 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 da. I'm doing just like a little basic sketch. I think he has like little shorts. I love the beauty of the world, Charlie! I love the beauty of the world! Whoa, Pim, you can't say that around here. The world is eye cancer. Listen, technically anything could give you cancer. It's best not to worry about it until you actually have it. Like, just live your life to the fullest until you're told that you have something that's gonna kill you, and then start worrying about it. I want there to be a section here where there's like a current down that's like speeding people up, maybe? I am taking this directly from a section of Sea of Serendipity from Rayman Origins. Oh, where like there's a current down and there's a bunch of obstacles, and so you have to like wind around while being pushed down. Look, an eye cancer in your hand is worth 2 eye cancers in someone else's eyes. Exactly. Listen, I'm pretty sure I have like benign tumors of some variety. Not gonna go into it much, but there are lumps, but I've been checking the lumps every single day and they have not been growing. And so I think I just have some lumps. She's lumped, she's in my head. And so, you know, it's something I worry about, but it's not something that I'm, like, super stressing about. Even if it's not benign, what am I gonna do? Pay for the fucking doctor? Are you insane? I have no money. I'm not going into medical debt. You know how hard I've been trying to not get into any debt? I don't even have a credit card. Like, we pay for my classes out of fucking pocket. That's why we only do, like, one at a time, because it's so fucking expensive. I do not believe in the debt economy. Let me remove this layer so that I can really see the beauty of things. I like that. I might add like a bit of a section here, honestly. I have a beautiful, wonderful, evil idea. Not evil. Evil in the Grink way. As in it's here. The Grink is here. I'm sorry. I don't know how to break it to you, but the Grink is real, and yeah, it drank all of your fucking beer. I'm sorry. You wanted to get absolutely zooted, absolutely cronked, absolutely sloshed, but you know, you can't now. The Grink got to it. Let me fix that general shape a little bit. General shape. I was looking for more corporal shape, or maybe an admiral shape, but not a general shape. Dear God, no. Maybe new character, Colonel Shape. Colonel? Is it Colonel or Colonel? I forget if it's an R or an L in that middle, but I know the spelling in English is Colonel, like colonel. Colonel. Yes, it's colonel. You can tell that a colonel is ass because they have colon in the name. Private Shapes, Private Shape returning. First class reporting for duty, sir. Oh god, that reminds me of the. Oh great, I'm surrounded by assholes. Like from fucking Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs. I hope they never make a Spaceballs 2. Looks at the announcement. Oh my god. Oh great heavens, they're making a new one. Like, Spaceballs really feels like a fun one-off, and it definitely, it's not the of its time where it's like, oh, it's a little bit now, but more like, Spaceballs definitely feels like a period piece for when it was made. Like it was at a very big cultural moment. And now that moment is past, and I was not even born for that moment. But it is good. Sort of like Blazing Saddles for me, where it's like, it is a good movie. They could never make anything relating to it now because just the cultural moment's gone. It'll age as well as the original trilogy will. Yeah, no, exactly. Where it's like, you know, it's of a particular moment in time. And you know, of course, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away is the time that it takes place in. Yeah, the cultural moment. I love that nobody knows where humans come from in Star Wars. Was this a point of conversation in like on stream, or was this like something on a multiplayer Monday, or was this something like I just sort of looked up on my own? But like, nobody knows when humans, or not when, but like where humans are from in Star Wars, because like there's multiple different answers both in Legends and also canon is very wishy-washy about it. Like, oh, you don't know where they're from. And I think that's fascinating. I I'm a big fan of how self-aware Spaceballs is about like Star Wars, where it's like merchandising. Yeah, I personally, I personally find it delightful. Oh god, that reminds me. My friends and I were talking about George Lucas, and uh, Clockwork Stephanie actually said like George Lucas is the world's most successful autistic man, and it's like, yeah, no, he's a true aspiration. He won. Like he's married to a beautiful wife. He has infinite money. He got to make the story he wanted, and then he dipped. And honestly, I find that beautiful. I just wish that Disney wasn't such a piece of shit with Star Wars, you know? But like a lot of the stuff I like from Star Wars is from when Disney, like after Disney bought it. Like, you know, I like Clone Wars, I like Rebels, um, Andor, Rogue One, Force Awakens. You know, like a lot of this, like I enjoy a lot of it. The new Maul show, like Shadow Lord, is shaping up to be pretty good. The best theory I've seen is that humans come from Earth in the future, where humans got sucked into a wormhole and sent back to the time of a Rakata and became one of their favorite slave species. Oh yeah, of course, the fucking Rakata. I forgot about this. Those are the Hammerhead guys, right? Like the dark side of the Force wielding, like Hammerhead shark guys. Let me look them up. Rakata Star Wars. Yeah. For those who don't know and also don't want to look this up later, I'm gonna show one of these fucks. One of these silly goobers. Yeah, from KOTOR? Yeah, yeah. I need, I need to get my hands on and play Knights of the Old Republic. I thought I had it, but I was lying. I actually have the Old Republic, which is different. Yeah, for those... I just checked my personal friend server and I found an amazing thing, but I won't specify. Yeah, this is a Rakata. They were strong with the dark side and are the reason why Tatooine is a desert planet. At least in Legends, because like they glassed the entire planet. It used to be a verdant jungle planet. They fucking glassed it, and then the glass like started to break away and turn into like sand. Live Hammerhead reaction. I love the live slug reaction so much. Awesome background lesbian kiss, the evil and intimidating slug. And then yeah, the current is like going down like that, right? And so there's this like little safe spot, this little safe space. Oh my god, my favorite superhero, Safe Space, and their best friend Snowflake, and their a third partner, Screen Time. These are real superheroes. I'm gonna see if I can pull them the fuck up. Give me just a moment. These are these are these are real. Hold on. I need to take a fucking screenshot because this is so fucking funny. Your friends, which are you? I'm Screen Time. I'm terminally online. I'm Screen Time. Screen Time, the twins Snowflake and Safe Space, B negative, and Trailblazer. These are real designs. This isn't something that, like, somebody on Twitter just made. It ended up, like, not going very well. I don't think they're in anything, but they were actual, like, Marvel designs, and I think that's funny. 'Cause here's the thing, though. Safe space is genuinely important, right? I like to think that here at the circus is a safe space for people to be who they really are and be supported. There is no meme. My name is Obama. There's no meme. Take off your clothes. But no, like, you know, this space is meant to be a safe space for people. You know, trying to be as accepting and loving to a community as possible. You know, I don't know what being negative is about. Is that just like a thing like, oh, kids now are all depressed? It's like, yeah, no, I'm not depressed, but I certainly have depressive symptoms. Right? Like I don't know. I sort of force myself to be. Oh, I know what to do. I, for, I sort of force myself to be more optimistic than like some of the people around me because you know the world is beautiful, and I think that every day on Earth is worth celebrating. Like, there's a reason that I'm studying the stuff that I'm studying, and it's because I love the world around us. It's beautiful. It's beautiful and wonderful, and deserves to be both protected and celebrated. Let's let's make this a little bit harder. Hey, old friend, you should have gotten me a little harder. I have no. Oh, what was it? Forgetting words. There's no reason that the Joey Drew voice should be as fun as it is, but it is like an amazing thing. Just a pencil and a dream. Hey, Joey, what have you, Joey, what's up your ass? Just a pencil and a dream. Sure. Open wide. Yes, I did. Hey there, old friend. You should have gotten me. You should have gotten me a little harder. I'm proud of myself. Also, I'm very happy that I could describe my own laugh as a One Piece laugh. It's not like super far off from like a crocodile or a doflamingo. It's a good hearty chuckle that you know that feels very in line with sort of the circusy sort of shtick. You should have gotten me a little harder. And I Joey Drew, but now I'm coming after you. You know, I had a lot of fun playing Bendy. I definitely feel like looking at it after playing it, it's like, oh yeah, no, that bit of it did kind of suck. And so I can't necessarily say that like Bendy and the Ink Machine is a good game. You know, calling it a good game might be a bit of a stretch. I'm gonna make this wider so that people can get through it. But I will be adding spines in order to make it a bit more iffy, a little bit more sufferish. And because like the current is going down, I think I want no spikes there, right? Like no stalactites, stalagmites, whatever. Only on the bottom. Yeah, stalagmites are the bottom in this relationship. I just want to see images of stalagmite. Yeah, stalagmites are the floor ones. Yeah, only the stalagmites right now. I might add some, like, up here to really emphasize the cave feel, but, like, they're sort of far enough away, and also, again, the player is being pushed down by the current, and so they would have to try a lot harder to get, like, up and be hit by them. Silly stalagmites! Naughty, misbehaving stalagmites get no water dropped on them by their tops. Exactly. Listen. Naughty, misbehaving stalagmites don't get wet. It's not allowed. And so either you could go through here and have it be a little bit more difficult. Oh, wait, you know what? Thin that out. And then I'm gonna thicken the other one a little bit, I think. Yeah, like make it a little bit taller, make it a little easier. Because, like, they're meant to go in, like, the more roundabout way, but if they want an extra little bit of challenge, I would also push this out so that this is wider. Just because I think it being a little wider looks better. But, you know, a little bit more challenge, but is ultimately faster, and less challenge, but is longer and easier. Bigger, longer, uncut. Bam, bam. And how's the progress going on that crack fit? Fic, not crack, fit. I got that cracked fit on. As I said in main chat, then write one. Be the crack fic change you want to see in the world. I think I'm sort of manifesting my inner Ori and the Blind Forest. For this section, if you've played it, you know the section I'm talking about. We gotta talk about your crack fix. It's not healthy. Apparently ads start in 4 minutes. It didn't tell me that ads started last time. I may have just been looking away for exactly 3 minutes, but I never noticed. But, you know, it's telling me ads start in 5 minutes. And then, you know, give a little bit of a ledge so that people can rest here, look down a little bit, you know. Prepare for what they need to do, because again, this is the first world. Here's some aspiration for you. Here's some aspirational messaging, all right? Be the drug dealer that anti-drug PSAs think you are. Don't do half measures. Become a snake. An actual snake. I believe in you. You can do it. Okay, so here's one secret challenge. You'll not step one waltzed foot into my kingdom. God, I fucking love. I love the turnip. What was it? Turnip 28. Video from the Alphabusa channel. I absolutely adore the grannies. It's little soup. It's good for the ligaments. It's very nice. I was having a hard time with my throat to do that voice. It turned out surprisingly good. Yeah. Oh, that like rave guy that I was talking about earlier was like, "Hey, here, you're having a tough time up in higher-ish elevations. Have some electrolytes," and got me like a powdered pack of like, or like a little packet of electrolyte stuff that I just mixed in my water. That was so kind of him. I'm so thankful. It did help me a lot. The thing is though, I'm still getting the hints of it, even though I've like rinsed out my water bottle and I've like filled it up a couple of times and drank out of it. I'm still tasting it. I'm still tasting the electrolytes. I'm still tasting the pomegranate. Wop, 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 wop. There we go. Fix the size a little bit. This is all very, very, very obviously subject to change. And also, I think that the current doesn't happen in this section here. No current, right? There's no current here. So you could go out, you're relatively safe, but there's like current in this section that's pushing you down. But what this allows me to do is it allows me to like add some fun spikes at the bottom and have it be like, oh, it's dangerous here. Ads in 44 seconds. Less now. Just so people know. Subnautica 2 be like 30 seconds. There we go. Yeah, have some spines down here. Maybe have like a little bit of a shelf for funsies. Yeah, just for fun, you know. Shit, help! I accidentally built a shelf. Bam. Which also allows people to like, you know, look at the danger. What's up, danger? You know. So there's a secret challenge there, and then they're going around here, and they have to deal with that thing, and then it goes down, and then over, and then they have to deal with this, right? I have a feeling if I keep going, I'm going to extend this first part into an entire level. That's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing whatsoever. Because like I said, minimum of 5 levels. It's telling me ads have happened, so if you're still here, sit back, relax. I will keep yapping. Honestly, I don't think a whole lot of progress is gonna happen in 3 minutes, so I might just keep going. I think having some spines there could be interesting because. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of... You thought I was gonna say Oz, but no. Actually, it's the Wonderful Wizard of Ooh. Like Adventure Time. Is it a good time? It's an adventure time. God, that reminds me because I was referencing again this channel that I really like called the Couch Brothers. Where they're playing like Sonic Adventure DX right now. And one of them described it as like, I having a good time. I'm having a Sonic time. Their channel on YouTube, by the way, for the Twitch exclusive users, which I don't know why I'd use Twitch exclusively. But like that's very good for you, and I believe in your continued ventures. Your Doctor Ventures. Your Venture Bros. I mean, like, I could definitely see this section extending into, like, another section where it sort of combines both ideas of, like, this, and then maybe ends. I don't know. I don't know how long this actually is, or if it's, or not. Let me fix that word secret. New York Venture Capital, from which I govern all my various ventures. Exactly. I love venture capital! It has not ruined all of everything around the world ever. For a while. Not forever, but for a while. There we go. Okay, so here's one secret challenge. It's sort of behind this, and here's another. It's sort of like this. And again, I think these ones are probably gonna be like platforming challenges. Also, hello everybody who has returned from advertisements. But yeah, like these two sections, I think are going to be, like I said, platforming challenges because the rest of the level has been a swimming challenge, and you got to keep people up to date with their actual platforming if you're doing a large thing with swimming. If you're swimming so hard. I'm going to swim. Yeah, like I said, I feel like I want to extend this section down maybe like this far. Yeah, if I do it right, I could still make this all one long level. Or again, I could just make it two and be brilliant and beautiful, and everybody would love me in despair. Shout out Galadriel, absolute queen. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna, adjust everything here a little bit. I'm gonna make you bigger. Epic growth beam. There we go. Because, I really feel like the stealth level should be its own thing and be able to be, fleshed out more. And then after that, I can have stealth segments for other worlds, and be like, well, I mean, you've played the stealth section in the first world. Hello, I am the spirit of New York venture capital. I am so fucking evil. I don't know what else to say. I had no plan going into this bit. I am going to try and stop now. Alright, let's see. I can even shrink this down a little bit. Have this section here have no current. So the current is going down like this, pushing down there. Which actually, I have an idea. 24 is a beautiful, beautiful number. Honestly, I think 24 is better than 1, because 1 is the loneliest number, that you'll ever do. And, 2 can be as bad as 1, since it's the loneliest number since number 1. Lizard Lion ASOIAF. Copy. I am Lizard Lion. I'm having a hard time finding actual, proper images, but it looks like a big-ass crocodile. It's looking like a big-ass crocodile. Is it like oh, is it like one of those terrestrial crocs? Oh my god, if that's the case, that's cool as hell. Dude, that's cool as hell. Those are my favorite prehistoric animals. It's from Game of Thrones. I mean, yeah, I gathered when I looked it up, and it was like A Song of Ice and Fire. But those are my favorite prehistoric animals. Are the terrestrial crocodilomorphs. Fucking love those guys, dude. And even once you get to proper crocodilians, post KT extinction, the ones that are still terrestrial are so fully terrestrial, not semi-aquatic, are so fucking cool. They live in the swamps of the southern part of the north called the Neck. Oh, neat. That's fucking awesome. I really need to read A Song of Ice and Fire. Will I touch Game of Thrones? The show, probably not super much. I've started watching it, and then I sort of stopped watching it, not because what I was watching was bad. In fact, I was in what people would consider a really good part, but just because I was watching it with friends. And then we stopped watching it, and then I never picked it back up, because I was watching it with people. That's the only reason I stopped. But, I'll probably read it. A Song of Ice and Fire one of these days. There's enough books, and those books are so long that, if I also read other stuff, I feel like I won't be as disappointed about there not being a new one in so long. Because, it'll just take me so long to get through them, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you need series that just take forever. Look at One Piece, right? Obviously it's not done. But, even once it is done, I feel like it's gonna take a while for people to finish. I feel like once it's done, people won't be as intimidated, by the size of it, because music is a bit loud. That is good to know, thank you. Let me put it back up to 30 there. Let me know when it's good. Is it good now? Like on the volume in OBS, it is at like 54 to 48, which is probably good. Like, after I changed it. What about this? No, I'll lower it a bit more again. Like 2.9. Compared to my voice-ish. Why is it loud now? You're going down to 20. Fuck you. Alright, there we go. I swear, OBS and like my mic change on a daily basis where I touch nothing, and then suddenly it goes from being good to being like off, and I have no clue. I have no clue. And not even bad, just off. And I think off like upsets me more than it being bad, because bad can be fixed. Off is confusing. Speaking of off, we will be playing that on Sunday! Which I am very excited about. I know about the game, but I've never played it. I might thin this out a little bit. Just a little, just a whittle. Only a spoonful. Lowering the volume on my phone so I'm not loud in my ear. There we go, brilliant. Alright, and then I think there's like a section here, and then it goes over to like maybe a section here. And then once you're at the thing down below, it goes somewhere like this and is at the ending here. You know, the original idea from, at least what I can tell with the notes and what I remember, is that this was going to be at the beginning of once you get to Clownlantis. But since I've decided to make the stealth section its own level, I think this is gonna fade to like it being really dark. Uh, with like the main character still glowing. I think that's what I believe. I believe that you are grossly incandescent and that is beautiful. I think this last like little bit here is probably gonna be harmless. Because like I want the player to come in, go through here, hit this, have that be the level trigger. Bang, 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 I pull my level trigger. The end of level trigger, have the fun cutscene go on, like, wow, you did a great job! And then goes to like the backstage. The behind the scenes. And then they unlock a new performance and then go to that, and then that's the stealth. If I bet. Wait, it's the one I was working on that's incomprehensible? Oh, joy. Well, if I work on that, it doesn't have the ending bit that is confusing. Okay, and now the current. The current definitely is. It's like, oh, the current is continuing, and there's a little bit here that's too thin for people to go down, I think, but it's clear that like there's an opening, I think. Like I wanted to be like, oh yeah, there's an opening and the current's going in there. And then it like sort of follows that. That's sort of the excuse, maybe. Oh, but actually, I don't need an excuse. This is canonically a performance. The true brilliance, the absolute true brilliance of this being canonically a performance is that I could go, I don't fucking know what the world is like. I make it the way I see fit, and then I will. And then I do so, and I'm awesome and cool and epic, and everybody loves me. Like that one song. Trying to my own sound, all I know is everybody loves me. There's this one animation to that song, Everybody Loves Me, that I really like, where it's like this. It's sort of that country humans trend, but I think good. Like it's a guy that is literally the American flag. And so it's sort of like a political cartoon, similar to the ones where like there's the big rich guy that's a bag of money, with what he's meant to represent on it. It's like, that's bad. That kind of one where it brings me so much joy. It's like a modern form of that, and it's sort of that like freaked out ego. That sort of that Homelander, that sort of a Walter White, not Walter White more so, but definitely Homelander, where it's like everybody loves me. I'm not the shit ass you are. What kind of guy are you? Are? Who do you think you are? I am. I just wanted to say that quote because it's funny. I think that this is also going the same way because I really don't want a situation where somebody's like going in, right? They're like they're like, oh, I will sneak around this, and then they have a bram, and they get like smashed between two things. Sneak around. Be careful not to make a sound. No, don't. Not me. This water is brilliant. And I think it would be fun if it was sort of like that, and almost you had to follow the path of least resistance, which followed over this way. And this also gives sort of an interesting shape to the level, at least I think. I believe. What if this didn't have no current, but like it didn't matter because it was a safer section? Or maybe it does matter. What if it did matter? What if everything matters because everything Something matters to somebody, and people's opinions matter. I think a big thing that's helping me, like, not, like, overfill everything here, like, what's helping me not overfill here is that, like, I'm intending to make a game that is sort of short but sweet because, like, uh, I want to finish this game, like, right? Like, I want this game to be finished eventually. I'm not forcing myself to finish it anytime soon, but like I want to have something out there because I like having the stuff I work on be done. And well, what if I add some spikes in this section, but only a little, only a little, and there's no current to push people down. And what if I add some on the top there? Because that's funny. But then, it's really here where you start to get a lot of them. I might add some more up here, too, just because... just cause 4, you know. A game that I've never played, but I've actually heard a fair bit about, believe it or not. This Cause would be an interesting game to play. I'm not sure if I really want, like, if that's really a stream game, though. I don't like the look of that. Stop being freaky right now! No! Stop being freaky, I said! No! I didn't take my freak off. I am Freak O'Toole. Anyways. Oh wait, that's not that's not the floor of that. Just some quick squiggles. Your brain. Ugly. Winkles. My brain. Cute. No winkles. Oh, you know what? I feel like if a player is fast enough and times it right, I kind of want to incentivize them being able to go like all the way through, uh, uh like going all the way through like that path of least resistance. Because again, I want there to be fun little like speedrun challenges for each level because I like that, and that also helps incentivize people to speedrun, right? Like if it's part of the game, more people will realize that you can do it, and then they will engage with it, and then as long as the game's fun, which is not a given, but that's sort of a given in what I want the game to be, is I want it to be fun. I want people to enjoy it. Level. Start. And then level. End. There we go. I think that it's still, like, uh, this level being this way still emphasizes this sort of visual storytelling I want uh, with everything of, it getting darker and scarier the deeper down you go. It starts off, right, you're going mostly horizontal, a little bit vertical, and then you get to a point where you start going more and more down faster. But, like, you're still going rightward. And then, you bam, beautiful color, Clownlantis. Still going right, and then, oh, this is a thing I was gonna bring up. This is something I was gonna discuss. I'm trying to figure out, like, in terms of what I want to do for building the game wise for the like from behind, like not rail shooter, but like that sort of shmup, like from the back shmup sort of gameplay that I want for the boss fight and like the between worlds sections. Because it'll be hard if I do it through like a 2D means, but then if I do it 3D, I'll need to figure out in Godot how to build a 2D platformer in a 3D scene. I think I'm kind of figuring out how to do it because I can project stuff onto like a 2D scene onto a 3D scene, or project both scenes onto a thing, and it's a little complicated, but we'll figure it out. Because like it is the case where these two things are like completely different gameplay, but I want them both to like work well together. And I think what I want to do for the, like, how to move into places with the, from behind, like, shmup sort of movement, oh, between worlds, is that I want to, if you move far enough in a direction, the camera moves along with you, and you're sort of, like, moving towards the thing in the scene. Or not even like if you move far. What? Yeah, because you have to do the on-the-screen shmup sort of action. So I don't know. I'm still definitely thinking about it. Brap, brap, bra-da-da. Bra-da-da-da-da. I'm gonna edit this section in order to have like a little more like waiting space. Safe spot for waiting. Safe spot for waiting. Let me fix the arrow. Wah, wah, wah. The arrow, my ward Speedy, is a junkie! And then, people going behind, they can sneak off like that. And if you're going over like this, then you can also go through. I think that'll be awesome and cool. Other than awesome and fool. I didn't take my sneakers off. I am sneakers of cool. Oh yeah, and then of course all the while current is going off, which is again why I have these on the bottom here, but I think it definitely makes this whole situation more interesting. Because like the current is going down, and in order to go the fastest in the section, you would have to like go against the current and wait for the perfect time. Like maybe once this guy is here and this guy is like here, maybe? And then, you can go past, that guy comes back around. This guy's not gonna be over and around for a while, so you go down that way. Because I think, like, the max swim speed for the player, will be faster than these things that are patrolling, like, leisurely. Like, you're sort of sprint swimming. But, like, they're about the speed of your normal, like, slow swimming. So that it's not like a situation like an escort mission in a game where they're faster than your walking speed but slower than your running speed. No, they're at your walking speed or like your slow swim speed, so that like you won't get cut off at the pass for doing that. But you have to time it right and everything, because if you don't, then this guy will come up and block your way, and there's no safe spot here. There is one here, but there's not a safe spot there. Because like the intended way is to go over here and then go this way. If this guy's not in a place that's conducive to you, then you can wait. But if not, then you're fine, and then you can sort of go down and over. I don't even know what the guy is yet. I'm not even like super sure at this moment. Okay, and then I think that sort of a bigger challenge here, much smaller challenge here, and the smaller challenge is the last one before end of a level. And I think this bigger challenge is that there's more on the cycle, and the cycle is bigger. So like maybe you have to go between things, instead of just like behind or in front of one. And so you have to go at the right speed, the right trajectory, like all that. That could be fun. That could be rather fun, I think. Hmm. Okay, so this is going counterclockwise. This is going clockwise. This is going counterclockwise. So I think that this one, well, I think it's also a bit more of a complicated trajectory, like maybe something like that. I think because they're gonna be going down here, right? They're gonna be going down this way, maybe. Again, everything is completely subject to change. This is not even a first draft. This is a rough draft. Yeah, I think that there are probably. Oh, let's do a nice number. That's not too bad, and do like three things. All right, let's do three things. They're going clockwise, and they're going like they might be going at that like more annoying speed. Because I think that would be interesting. It was like, here's a more interesting challenge. They're going a little bit faster now. And then maybe like down here, there's some more spikes. Right, some awesome and cool stalagmites. Waiting to be watered like a delicate flower. Dude, you're just gonna let him die? And then you have, yeah, more like that. I want to make sure there's not enough room for them to just wait it out in the middle. They have to go around. But here's the thing though, right? I have one of these things, I have two of these things. I need to have a third little secret challenge section, which I think I know where I want it to go. It's right here. Where's the secret level? It's right here. It's right here, huh? Secret challenge. Make this easier to fucking see. He's a hero, that's what he is. I need to watch The Sopranos. Because, like, I've heard some amazing things about it, not just from my friends, but also, like, just on the internet talking about, like, the point of the show. Like, what are they trying to say with it? And I, like, from what I heard of that interpretation, it is a really beautiful story comparing, like, the mafia to America. That even a time-old institution like the fucking mafia goes by the wayside with this new modern form of exploitation where, like, the person doesn't matter. Previously, you could, like, go to the cashier and go, I want your money, not your life, and then they'll freak out and you'll get the, you know, and like, no, please don't kill me, here's the money. But now it's like, dude, you can fucking have it, I don't care. It's like, it's not even fun anymore, because, like, people are already being robbed by, like, the modern, like, world that was built kind of by Reagan, but definitely post 9/11. At least that's what I heard from a third-party source. So again, I need to view the show myself. And you know the melting. Another thing about it is the melting in of the Italian American identity into white America, considering the long history of Italians also being a minority group in the U.S. and, you know, marginalized along with other minorities, and then suddenly they're, you know, they're no longer this insular group. They're just part of America. Like they were like, hey, welcome in, champ. Sort of like what we did with the Irish. They're like, hey, I mean, you're whiter than those other guys that we hate because they're Catholic and brown. We just hate you because you're Catholic. And then they're like, come here, we're not so different after all. And then, you know, a bunch of Irish people became cops, and then, yeah. I was about to say, you know, Officer O'Toley, but it's like, I think I got O'Toley from fucking Hunter the Parenting. Like, not literally, I knew about O'Toley's before that, but, you know. The Hunter the Parenting is sort of popularizing the world of darkness in the same way that Emperor the Text-to-Speech device did with Warhammer. And I think that that is a good thing that they're doing. I like that the hobby and like the game has more people like going into it. I don't want everything to just be Dungeons and Dragons, you know? I would like other games to balance it out, which doesn't mean I want to get rid of Dungeons and Dragons. I want D&D to be as good as it fucking can be. I love the game. I love D&D 5th edition 2014. All right, there we go. So here I got this new anime plot. You know, so, I feel like there's just no reason for me to get into the new edition in any capacity, partly because of what Wizards of the Coast is doing. Like with this shit with like wanting to make D&D into a subscription service instead of a thing where you buy the books and you share the books with your friends, and like there's this whole healthy community, you know, because Wizards of the Coast is a book and playing card company. That's what they produce. They are a book publisher and a card maker. And they also sell dice. I think they sell dice. Maybe they just do the licenses for the dice so that other people make the dice. I don't know. I need to like double check on that. Don't call me a liar. I might just be wrong. There's a difference between lying and being incorrect, and I think if I turn out to be incorrect, it was a falsehood through me not knowing better. You know, like I think Wizards of the Coast makes their own dice. And so like, you know, they make dice, they make cards, uh they make books, and they give out licenses for the D&D property to other people to make things like Baldur's Gate 3. And use D&D in their property like Stranger Things. That is what they do. And there is nothing wrong with that. And frankly, I like the company being like that. That's awesome and cool. I might add some spikes just for funsies. What's a spiky cavern between friends? Between smiling friends. Alright, yeah, and I think that this is a good starting point for this level. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna end yet. Maybe in a bit, but not now. Certainly not now. But I will. BRB. Let me do the funny face. Alrighty. Sit back, relax, enjoy the music, maybe get up, get a snack, get a drink. I will return shortly. Alrighty, I have returned. Hello, hello, hello. Let me get rid of all of the BRB text. Let me lower that volume. See, my voice, I'd say my voice is actually pretty good. I enjoy my voice. In a secret challenges. And then I can save that, and then I think since, yeah, we extended this one, we should probably at least start. I'll watch out for flashbang. At least start the new level. Oh, I did the wrong layer. Wrong layer, Krog. Wrong layer. Alright, there we go. Oh man, this is the. You know what? This is a very good level, I think. At least to start off with, you know. I'll have to, you know, test out its quality, but once I get to actually building it. I'm building. Hi, my name is William Ding. I am the master of construction. You know, I'm building. Okay, now that I really twink about it. Too big. But you know, now that I twink about it. Maybe this level is also split into two sections. One that's more vertical and one that's more horizontal. And the more horizontal section is, like, still a stealth section, but I think visually changes a bit because I think this is, you know, where the architecture starts coming into place. You know, you start seeing ruins and stuff of a lost civilization of clowns, and then you end the level at the end of that, and then you're in Clownlantis. Beep, 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 50% size, but not size brush. Oh, Pat, searching and there is the level start. Let's see, level start, and then level end. There we go. Awesome and cool. Rather than awesome and cool. I think this top section is easier. Stealth section. You can see what happens when my handwriting starts falling apart. Easier stealth section. Stealth section. So yeah, no, this one's easier. This one's more difficult. I think this one might have like falling rocks. I think that would be a really interesting hazard for this like second part. Ad start in 5 minutes. This like fun little section of the the level's like, okay, you have to do this stealth section. There's like this big thing in the background, and it's coming after you. And it sort of breaks the feeling of the world a little bit, where like everything was sort of side scrolly, but now it's from behind in the background, like a big Mega Man boss. Cuphead boss, average Cuphead boss. I'm gonna put that in meme chat again. Uh, if I have before, and if not, here it is. For context, it is Homer Simpson in like a Butterfinger ad, I think, or like looking at a Butterfinger and waving his hands and his head, looking all like a Cuphead boss over a Butterfinger. The Cuphead bosses. Alright, there we go on that, and then there's a couple of things I actually forgot to do. I should have logged into sound alerts. That would have been awesome to do and remember. Oh, it's telling me welcome to the chat room. Splendid. Welcome to the chat room. I do kind of want to end it a little bit earlier today. Because, like, I got a notification saying my friends are on call. Like, if not now, then soon. And I haven't been on call with friends in like a week. I wanna be on with friends. I I I think I miss my friends. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I miss my friends. Is in Fritter Documents, I'm going to go clown platformer W1-L4 outline. Let me double check that that's, yeah, L4 underscore outline. Save. Right? And then I'm gonna go to just chatting because like I said, I wanna go spend time with friends before tabletop game session because I don't just wanna I don't just want to be there for the games. I want to be there for people, that'd be awesome and cool. And so I will do my ending read now. I've been Bajongles. You can find me over here on Twitch Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. I would much appreciate a follow. Speaking of follow, you can follow me over on Blue Sky and Tumblr, both at BigBart1, username Bajongles. And if you'd be so kind, I'd much appreciate it if you could join the Discord. It's !Discord in the chat. Or if you're on YouTube, it's in the description down below. And speaking of YouTube, hi YouTube, if you like my stuff, make sure to like and subscribe. I will be back on Sunday to play the game off. Because I've been very excited to play that game. It was deeply inspirational to Toby Fox, who has been inspirational on my life. And so I'd like to see where he got his inspirations in video games, in order to subsume that into myself. And so with that, it has been a wonderful time. I will catch you all